Hi, lovely viewers. So we have just arrived at the King Towers Hotel here at Ahinsan Estate, Kumasi. We are here today to speak to a very important personality by name Mr. Senna Damali. He is one of our students who studied abroad and is now back in Ghana. He is currently the manager of this wonderful hotel, King Towers Hotel in Ahinsan Estate. So we are here to get more information about his experiences in the UK, how life have been for him since he returned to Ghana. So let's get right into the hotel and speak to him right now. Thank you. Hello, lovely viewers. Welcome to the Lifestyle and Migration Show. We are shooting live from the King's Towers Hotel at Ahinsan Estate here in Kumasi. I'm your host, First Lady Ronnie, and I'm here today with the manager of the hotel by name Mr. Senna Damali. So today we are going to be talking to you about migration, specifically studies abroad. We are going to be digesting some issues. We have some questions for Mr. Senna to give us insight into, because we know that a lot of students out there are interested in pursuing education abroad. However, a lot of them don't know how to go about it. Mr. Senna here has successfully gone through the process and is back in Ghana and doing very well. We want him to share his experience with you so that you can have some guidance. Thank you for joining us. Okay, Mr. Senna, thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
You have a very beautiful hotel. And so I hope that everything is going on well for you, especially looking at the situation of the COVID-19.
We are managing. It's pretty good.
Okay. So, Mr. Sana, thank you once again for having us. We know you're a very busy man, and so thank you for finding time within your busy schedule to have this conversation with you, because it's very important to us and our students as well. So the first question I have for you this afternoon, or let me say this morning because the sun is so high, is for when it comes to studies abroad. I know a lot of people assume that it's about scholarship. Most students think that once you hear study abroad or education abroad, it's about scholarship. But you and I know that in reality, it doesn't happen that way. And so, being someone that went through the process on your own, I want you to share your experiences in terms of funding. How difficult was it? How prepared were you? What did you do? So that students out there who know that they are struggling to get scholarship abroad can also follow your footsteps and finally have the opportunity to study abroad.
Thanks a lot, Ronnie. It's more of about planning and then make up your mind and saving towards the process. It's somehow costly, especially if you're not going on a scholarship program. So you save and then over a period of time, it may be about a year, 2 years, or even 3 years. Once you've made up your mind, you've had a plan, you saved. In my case, I also had some form of support from the family. So that's how come it wasn't so stressful financially for me.
That's good to know, because if you say it's somehow costly, would you say that it is based on destination? Because we have various destinations across the globe when it comes to studies abroad. Would you say that it is a destination you chose that made it costly, or generally it is expensive? What would you say?
Um, well, for the cost aspect, it varies depending on the destination.
So would you advise that if a student, is not able to afford the expensive destinations or the higher cost destinations, they should look elsewhere, or you would tell them to just wait and save? Save as long as it takes them to save. They should wait and save before they travel. What would you say?
I would say it's more of the preference of the student and also where he wants to move in terms of his career. So you do a cost benefit analysis, understand what you want, and then based on that, and also based on the finances you have available, you can decide on where you want to go. It could be either the UK or Germany or any of Europe.
So there you have it, viewers. It's not compulsory to go to UK, to go to US, to go to Australia, especially if you know that you are unable to put together, huge sums of money, depending on the family you are coming from, and depending on the direction of your life. So it's a matter of preference, and it's also a matter of your pocket. So you need to have, what it takes to be able to go to the destination of your choice. So it doesn't matter. There's no rank, there's no competition between the destinations. All you need to do is to be prepared and go where your pocket can take you. So it has nothing to do with quality or quantity. It's just about what you can afford. And at the end of the day, it's about getting the international exposure and then experience as well. Okay, thank you for that answer. It was very insightful. Another question that I have is when it comes to the language barrier, I know a lot of Ghanaian students are really concerned about destinations that don't have their first language as English. Because even in Ghana, though our official language is English, we still have a lot more people who can't speak English. They speak their local languages. So if you go to a country where, for example, you went to the UK, where English is the main language, but at the end of the day, the accent, sometimes you are speaking to, a British citizen and you have to really stretch your ear to understand. How was the experience? Was it difficult? Was it easy? Would you say that it will take time for students to adjust or it's just fine?
With that, it's about preparing. Um, the best way is to listen to a lot of these English programs. For instance, the Joy, listening to Joy News, um, and then also usually you can also listen to BBC. Uh, Once you listen to those programs, you get acquainted with the way they talk. Once you understand, communicating with them is not.
So listening whilst preparing in Ghana or whilst in the UK?
Oh, you listen to those programs here in Ghana.
Okay. Okay.
Definitely
Wow.
during the IELTS and the
Wow.
other exams, but then even the IELTS exam also prepares you to those.
Okay. Gives you an idea
gives
of
you an idea.
how to, listen to, because I know one of the components of IELTS is listening.
Okay.
So once you're able to pass the test, you are saying that it makes it easier for you to listen well, and it makes it easier for you to speak as well. Okay, that's good. But I don't know if everybody will be interested in writing that exams, before traveling, because I know it's not compulsory for all institutions. So do you still think that with or without the exams, just by listening to BBC and other, news channel, it will prepare them enough?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
Okay. 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 So that's a very good information. However, for the destinations that don't have their first language as English, you don't need to bother because almost all the destinations teach in English, and so you can learn their language, on your own and at your own pace. However, you be taught in English, so that shouldn't be a challenge for you as well. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Senna. This is very insightful so far. The third question I have has to do with the currency. We have our own Ghana cedi, and we have so many international, foreign currencies out there. We have dollar, we have euro, pound, yen, and many countries and their own, foreign currency. With you and the pound situation, was it easy for you to, switch? Because I remember some students were saying sometimes they feel it when they are buying with pounds because they know that this is how much it costs in the Ghana cedis. So when they're buying something for £1, they still feel it's expensive because when you convert to Ghana cedis, how was the experience for you?
Oh, well, that's true. It's very true. A typical example, when I got there, I was told a haircut costs about £10.
Okay, wow.
Convert that £10 to
That's
Ghana
about
cedi, that's
60,
about 60 cedis.
yeah, 60 and above. Wow.
I ended up even buying the shaving machine and do it all myself.
Wow, so you learned how to shave
Oh
your own
yes,
hair.
that's true.
Wow, wow.
That's
So as a student, you
Uh-huh.
see how important it is to pick up certain skills. You go to your barber in Ghana and you sometimes disrespect your barber, but you may become your own barber one day. So it's very important to learn certain skills because when you travel and you have to be buying, fast food and things, you start realizing, I think I should have listened to my mom when she called me into the kitchen instead of going to play football. So this is a very, very good example. You end up comparing prices and you'll be feeling you are being cheated. So you be forced to learn things on your own. It's a very good one, and I think a lot of students will prepare ahead of time before they travel. Okay, so the next point that I want us to discuss is about the cultural standards and all that because we come from a very African and reserved culture. When it comes to a lot of things, we are not very open. We are not open-minded, and we see certain things and we frown on those things. When it comes to cultural standards and then differences, because we have our standards, we have the way we do things here, And even people who try to live like they're abroad here sometimes get backlash from people. So how was the experience like? Because coming from a place like Ghana, traveling, when it comes to handshakes, for instance, when it comes to, body posture, all those things, sometimes your posture can mean an insult in your own dialect, but maybe normal somewhere else. So how was the experience for you?
For the cultural differences, yes, they do exist, and adjusting to them, it's more of understanding some of the culture they have, and then you do the adjustments.
Okay.
Take a typical example. Locally here, if somebody is tripping, you say, "Oh, sorry." Um, that means you are empathizing with the person, and you're just showing some compassion for the person. But back there, if you say sorry, it's more like you are the person who is causing her to fall. So that's a
Okay.
typical example. Well, I had to do some adjustments
Okay.
to, and the more there to, it's more like they are open minded. They tend to explore more, and but I also
And
use.
they accept everything, they accept anybody for who they are and
Oh
all that.
yes, yes, they accept. Before I was a little bit skeptical about this racial abuse and all this. But frankly, when I was having the classes and everything, the lecturers were open and you could approach them. Actually, they were very approachable. You could approach them, do your assignments, so they give it to them to review, they give you feedback. Oh, maybe do this, do that. If you do that, it will be better or that. And frankly, they were very supportive. I've never experienced an issue of racism or.
So most students have that concern,
Okay.
especially if the country is not an English speaking country. They just naturally assume that it's a racist country just because it's not English, dominated. So it's very good to give us this assurance that students should not be concerned whether you are going to an English speaking country or not. At the end of the day, you will still find somebody out there who could be racist towards you. You understand? But it doesn't mean it's everywhere. Senna was, fortunate he didn't have that experience. He had an amazing experience. However, if you do find someone that, be nasty towards you or something, you don't need to focus on the person because it doesn't matter. It is about you and about what you want to achieve in the country. So don't focus on negative energy when you travel because once in a while you may find people that are very nasty, but just ignore them and then move on with your life. So I'm very happy that you didn't have any experience. However, once in a while people do complain, but I'm happy to know that it's not a common problem as we think here in Ghana. So very interesting point. I'm very, very, when it comes to racism, it's a very, very important topic. The lectures are very friendly, as you said, very supportive and open to help every international student out there. Okay, so when it comes to, home sickness, a lot of people before they travel, especially those that are very strong when it comes to family, they bond so well with their mom, their dad. It's very difficult for them to leave their parents to travel, especially going to do an undergraduate program. You went for a master's program, so at least you had a bit of maturity. Yeah, you can be on your own and all that. How do you find the experience when it comes to home? Even if you didn't experience it, did you have any experience with other students complaining about how they miss their parents and things like that?
About the feeling homesick, well, it's more of getting in touch with the family.
Okay.
Thank God now there's technology, so you can easily
Yes.
do a
Yes.
WhatsApp call
Yes.
and you are in touch with the family. It also happened that my brother was in the UK, so
Okay. Okay.
at times we could just hook up
Wow.
and then have
Wow.
some form of
Wow.
little family reunion.
That's good.
So it's
Wasn't that
for
bad for
wanting
you?
about it.
Yeah. Yeah. What about other students? Did you hear other students complaining? Did you see any signs of people being depressed? Because some people have that mindset that when they travel, they think that abroad people easily get depressed. Yeah.
With that, well, I didn't really come across that, but then there was also another Ghanaian
Mm-hmm.
whom coincidentally were doing the same course with,
Yeah.
and frankly, also made me feel more at home.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So you were in the same class with the students?
Oh yes,
Or
we're in
in
the
the
same
same
class,
class?
and we could
Okay.
even speak the local language
Oh
P
wow. Wow.
in class. So
That's very good to
we
know.
were like brothers in.
Wow. So you see, you travel and then you find, a brother from another mother. So
That's
that's really good. Apart from that, I know you had the opportunity to meet international students, people from different countries. And also, how was mingling? Were they open to mingling with you? Were they open to hanging out with you, or everybody was reserved and like, oh, I'm from Ghana, so I need to find a Ghanaian friend. I can't mingle with a Nigerian. I can't mingle with an Indian. How was it like? Was it very friendly?
it's looks more like the Africans tend to mingle more easily
Mm-hmm.
than with the people from other. Like for instance, there were the Koreans, there were the Chinese, and others. Language was also
Okay.
some form of a barrier.
Okay.
But then aside that, we had these situations whereby we were put into groups
Mm-hmm.
to do assignments and
Yeah.
presentations. Yes, we were able to mingle.
Okay.
We did the assignments, did the
Mm.
presentations, and it was a good work that was done.
Okay. Okay. Did you have opportunities to experience other cultures, like eat food from their Korean culture, Korean
Uh,
cuisine, and
Thai,
other, yeah, Thai cuisine and stuff like that? Did you have that
oh,
opportunity?
yes.
Okay.
There
Okay.
are
So
other restaurants, there are the
okay.
Thai restaurants, Chinese restaurants, and
Okay. Okay.
yes, they all already available. So
Very good. Very.
if you are
And
looking for the fast food aspect, you can
okay,
easily
easily get the
get to them.
McDonald's and all
Oh
those
yes,
things. Yes.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
So when it comes to work and study, this is a very, very important, part for studies abroad when it comes to, all this international exposure and all this things. I know for a fact that most students are more interested. That's the number one question they ask you. Can I work and study? It doesn't matter the family you are coming from, whether you are working for money or not. Every student wants to work. Some of them just need a work for experience, and then they just need to be active. And some just want to apply the knowledge that they have acquired in school. However, majority of the students are looking for work that will put money in their pocket. So we are going to ask Mr. Senna, how was the experience? So that you can also learn and prepare your mind. Because some people think that, oh, once they pay the deposit here, they travel, they will go and work and pay the fees. Let's find out the real truth from Mr. Senna, who has lived the experience in the UK. So, Mr. Senna, this question is very important, and I know a lot of students will make their decision based on this question. When it comes to working and studying, what is the reality? What is the real truth? Because we always tell the students it's part time. However, sometimes they don't believe us. They think that, oh, I can travel and work and pay. Because people tell them, oh, come, you work and pay your own fees. I don't think it's possible. However, you have lived the experience. Can you share the experience? Let us know if it is really true or not. And if it's not true, give us the guidelines so that students know that this is what you should do. Don't take this risk. Don't do this. Don't do that.
Okay, realistically, it's impossible to work there as a foreign student and then also pay the fees. The best is uh, if you're able to get a lump sum here, and then to some extent, some the family also supports if
Yeah.
you are not able to raise everything at a go. Why? Because usually you make the deposit
Yeah.
of about half, and then make the second deposit
Before you
the
start the
second
second term.
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So the best situation is if you pay. Most of the funds are generated from home. That's if you're
Internally.
not on
Okay.
scholarship.
Yeah.
But it's highly impossible for you to work there. Why? Because as a foreign student, you are entitled to work for about 20 hours a week. That 20 hours a week will give you about maybe 200, 300
Mm. Mm. Okay.
pounds. And that
Okay.
300, 300 pounds may only cover maybe feeding, uh,
Transport.
transport. The transport was minimally about £10 a
Okay.
week. So
Okay.
that's um,
Can it take care of accommodation? The money you make a week,
it's
or it
no.
depends on where you live.
No, and also no, it will be difficult to take care of. It's just basically something for your upkeep. You realize when you work, you meet more people, you get more exposure, so it also helps with that. But the other plus to it, maybe it could be that the work you may be doing is directly related to the program you are doing. That then there will be no legal restrictions. You
Okay.
can work
Okay.
limited hours once
It's
uh,
related to your program.
it's related to the program.
Wow, that's very good information. So it means that impossible, yes, it is impossible because to raise money on a 20-hour window, a week, it's very difficult. It's unrealistic. However, if you find maybe you are doing marketing and you find a digital marketing job in the UK that you are doing, you are not limited to part time because it's related to your program. That one they don't limit you, so you can make more money. However, if the job is like factory hands, shop attendant and things like that, that are just, excuse me to say, side jobs and hustling jobs just to put food on the table, and buy new clothes and transport. But accommodation, Mr. Senna is even saying that it's not realistic. However, I'm told that on holidays you can work full time.
Yes, yes.
So on holidays, then you can put your energy into working full time and see how much you can possibly raise to support you in the next semester. But please don't travel with the intention that you are going to work to pay your fees. You will end up shortchanging yourself on the program, right?
That's true. And also, it's more like the authorities from time to time go and fiscally confirm from the employers. I'm not sure whether it's the foreign affairs, so I'm not too sure which authority it is that's responsible for that. But I understand the being to my employer on a number of occasions to inquire, because the employer himself also be held liable for employing a student who is and then working more than the 20 hours a week. So, and even if the student is look caught, you breached the terms of the free visa policy, so you can be repatriated immediately. So, it's very good.
This is very, very serious. And like I said, it is the most important question because this is what students rely on to make their decision to study abroad. Like as you said, you have to raise the money internally. However, we understand that not everybody can make it. So all hands are not equal. So we understand. And so it is important to always speak to the experts so that you can get options that are available. You can't force yourself to live a life that somebody is living. If you feel like this is not for you, don't force your way through it. Speak to the expert and let's guide you. For Dreams Consult, where I work as a director of student recruitment, when you come to us, we are able to give you information on exactly all the packages that are available. So you look at your package and then you go for the package that works better for you. Of course, we make sure that we are bringing in partners that are looking out for the interest of our students. So we won't take you somewhere that will be a problem. Okay, we are always there for you. Our doors are open. If you have any challenges, you can speak to us. Okay, I'm also the founder of Dice Global, and we deal with work permit and other migration, opportunities abroad. So we have a lot of options on the table for you. It is better to speak to experts than taking the risk and doing something that will just, mess up your life. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, Mr. Senna Damali. This was very, very fruitful. This was a very insightful session. You gave us a lot of insight, and I know that the students will appreciate it and will be very, very happy. So thank you guys. This is the LAMP Show, Lifestyle and Migration Show. On this show, we give you details of everything migration, work permits, getting your permanent residence and all these opportunities that are available abroad, including studies as well. Thank you, and I am your host, First Lady Ronnie. Bye bye.